Mo here with a very special review. Today we're going to be looking at the crown jewel in my collection. I've been collecting for about 20 years and this would have to be my number one item that I purchased a couple of years ago. It's the life-size K-2SO from Sideshow. So when I found out that Sideshow was making this about 2 years ago, I was pretty excited. Rogue One is one of my favourite Star Wars movies. I'd say it's probably the best, for me, the best one outside the original trilogy. And K-2SO was one of my favourite characters in Rogue One. I just thought he was witty. I loved what they did with the character. I won't say what happened in the end in case anyone hasn't seen it, but he was definitely a lovable character for me. And yeah, when I found out they were making it, I was blown away. For those of you who've seen the movie, he's quite a beast. All up, he's just under 2.4 meters tall. That's right, 2.4 meters tall. So I thought to myself, this is something that I'll have for the rest of my life and will take pride in my collection. So yeah, very happy to have him. I got him about a year ago. He's in my living room, which puts a smile on my face every time I come home. It's one of the first things I see. I can't say the same for my wife. I don't know if she's exactly thrilled to have it in the living room. It's just too big to go in my theatre room, so he's out here in the living room. But yeah, look, I absolutely love him. He's fantastic. Pop quiz: who knows who voiced K-2SO? It was actually Alan Tudyk. So I've got a signed photo of him down here. I've got it at the base of K-2SO. I bought this at one of the Comic Cons. So I thought it'd be good just to show people the face behind the voice of K-2SO. While we're down here, we'll have a look at the base. So the base is a Millennium Falcon themed base. It's the same base that comes with the life-size R2-D2. So as far as the base is concerned, I love the fact that it's got the wires throughout the outside there. It's recognisable from the Millennium Falcon because of the grille along the back. It's also got the wires. So it's got the wires on three sides. The base for me makes sense for life-size R2-D2. I wasn't sure about K-2SO because K-2SO was never on the Millennium Falcon. So I was sort of a little bit disappointed that it came with the same base, but I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put R2-D2 out here and I'm going to put it next to K-2SO. So when I've got the two together, I'll be able to join the bases together. So I think it's going to make a nice diorama. So yeah, I don't mind the base now. It's going to look quite good. So when I got this, it came in 4 boxes. 4 big boxes. So the base was in one box, the legs was in another box, then you had the torso and the arms and the head as well. So the legs are quite heavy. It says on the Sideshow website that this is made out of fiberglass, but I'm pretty sure there's some metal in the legs as well because the legs are quite heavy, and they have to be able to hold K-2SO up, being 2.4 meters. Now, one thing I do love about this piece is the weathering. I think they did a fantastic job with the weathering. I'll get in close here and you can see some of the dirt, some of the rust marks around his neck there. Also on his arms. It's got the Empire emblem on his shoulders. I love that. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, you can tell that he's obviously been through the wars. He's definitely scratched up. Get close here to the knee joints as well. So to me, he's pretty movie accurate, which I'm really pleased with. The colours here in the shoulder are really nice, I like that. And then you've got his head with the light up feature, or what Sideshow like to call the activated look. And you can see some weathering on his head as well. So yeah, so there's, while I absolutely love this piece, I'm glad I've got it, there's two things that I wish they could have done. The first thing is the switch for the lights. Would you believe it's actually under his head, and I'll show you in a minute how to take his head off and put the lights on and off. Now I'm a pretty big guy. I'm about 6'4", so luckily I can just reach his head. But I think if you are under 6 foot, you'd have to get a ladder or some kind of stool to be able to take his head off to put the lights on, which I think's a bit silly. I think Sideshow could have maybe engineered this a bit better and put a switch lower down his body. I know when you look at I think it's their quarter scale piece, it actually has a touch sensor to turn his lights on down the body, so they could have easily, I think, maybe done some kind of touch sensor on this. But anyway, luckily, like I said, I'm 6'4", so I can reach it, I can turn him on and off. And the second thing I wish they did was I wish they had some sound effects. I would have loved to hear some of his catchphrases from the movie. That would have been the icing on the cake for me with this. I think about 10, 12 years ago, Sideshow did a life-size C-3PO, and he actually says catchphrases. So I think they could have done it with him with K-2SO as well. All right, so what I'll do, I'll get some assistance now with the camera, and I'll show you how to take the head off. So yeah, I've got to reach up here. So it's magnetized. And the switch for his lights are under there. Takes 3 AA's. And then you've got to reach up and put them back in. Just like that. But yeah, look, I'm very happy with the piece. Like I said, crown jewel in my collection. Absolutely love him. I don't think Sideshow could make anything that's going to top this for me. The only thing I'm waiting for them to do is a life-size C-3PO to go with R2-D2. That'll be fantastic. I'm trying to complete the Star Wars droid collection, so he's on my wish list if you're listening, Sideshow. So there you go, life-size K-2SO. I hope you enjoyed that close-up view. If you did, please remember to hit subscribe. I've got lots more reviews coming throughout the year. All right, thanks for watching.